Hello, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today for this webinar. Before moving on to our speaker, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Isabel Garcia, a commercial communications specialist at Fisher Scientific. Here, our team has curated a series of informative webinars designed to keep our customers updated on our products, strengthen their knowledge and skills, explore the latest available technology, and provide opportunities for knowledge sharing with relevant experts. To discover upcoming webinars or to have a look at previous webinars, you can visit our webpage. They are available in the programs section as well as in the footer part. So please also note that we are recording this webinar for future availability on our website. Now, I would like to introduce my colleague, Tina Julin, who is also a commercial communication specialist at Fisher Scientific. Tina will explain you how the question and answer session will work. Tina, over to you.
Thank you very much, Isabel. I welcome everyone. It's a pleasure to be here and to participate in this engaging webinar. My name is Tina Jüling, and today I will lead the question and answer session after the end of the presentation. As an attendee of this webinar, you are encouraged to ask any questions related to the topic at any point during the session. You can easily submit your questions by typing them in the dedicated chat box located on the right side of your screen. It's a public chat, so everyone has the possibility to see the questions, and we will try to answer all of them during the Q&A segment. So I think we are now ready to start with the webinar. Today we are joined by supplier colleague Steve Manak from DuPont. Steve is the EMEA training manager and critical environments expert. He works for DuPont since 1995, so he has a lot of experience in the area of personal body protection and clean rooms. So I hand now over to you, Steve, and I wish all of you a very interesting and informative webinar.
Thanks a lot, Tina, and thanks a lot, Isabel, as well. Well, a warm welcome also from my part. Great that we have such a big audience today. And the title was a little bit intriguing, more than an accessory, but we want to highlight when it comes to chemical and biological protection. Wearing a cover oil is good, but in some environments, such as laboratories, a partial body protection may be just as efficient. So we at DuPont, we are the global leader when it comes to chemical protective clothing, and we are present in every region of this world. And what we will be talking about today, however, is relating to our European, Middle East, and African product portfolios. We have a very large range of different brands on different products. Now, of course, I won't have time to go through all the details, but what I thought would be nice to start with would be showing you a good all-around coverall that is in the middle of our product portfolio. ProShield for the low end, Tyvek for the middle level of protection, and Tycam for the high levels of protection. All of our products are, of course, CE certified as chemical protective clothing. So they meet, of course, the standards of the ISO 16602. But what I want to highlight here, because we will use it in the presentation later on, is the 6 different types that have been defined by this standard. The 6 different types are based on the level of protection you're getting against the state of which the chemical is coming in. For example, type 1 stands for gas-tight garments, type 3 for liquid chemicals under pressure, type 4 for protection against liquid aerosols, so very, very small droplets floating in the air. Type 5 offers protection against solid particles or fibers, and type 6, limited protection against bigger droplets of chemicals. And this all-round coverall I want to put a highlight on today is our private label Tyvek coverall that we are selling through firm Fisher Scientific, the Fisher brand Tyvek Cat 3 coverall. It's a very good all-round coverall in the category 3, type 5, protection against solid particles, type 6, protection against limited protection against liquid chemicals, available in 3 different prices. It is made out of the Tyvek material we have invented at DuPont, and it comes at a very attractive price. So it's a very good balance between protection, comfort, and price. But in some environments, wearing a full body coverall that is protecting you from head to toe is not appropriate. Think about the different R&D laboratories you are probably working in, or at university laboratories, etc. Wearing a coverall is not easy, it's not comfortable, and in many cases it's also giving you an overprotection because you're just handling small parts of different types of chemicals or of different biohazards. And this is the reason why we are not only selling coveralls at DuPont, but we have also a wide range of different types of partial body protection, what we call accessories. And that's what I want to focus on during the next minutes in our presentation, to show you the different types of partial body protection equipment we have, whether it is for industrial uses with our Tyvek 500 accessories, or for clean rooms with our Tyvek IsoClean accessories, or with Tycam for our partial body protection, offering protection against highly concentrated chemicals. And I've decided to divide them by categories to show you the opportunities and the possibilities you have to choose exactly the right partial body protection for your different needs. And we will start by having a look at the different lab coats that we have at DuPont. When we look at the Tyvek 500 lab coats, so they are all made out of the same Tyvek material that we use for making our full body coveralls. We have in the Tyvek 500 series 4 different types of lab coats, which are all CE certified as category 3 and a type 6 partial body protection. So we have from the left to the right, we have our Tyvek 500 lab coat with press buttons and 3 pockets. We have the same lab coat with press buttons, but without pockets. Now, not having any pockets may be of an advantage if you're really handling chemicals where you are afraid you may get contaminated with, and they may run in liquid form into the pockets and there create a hazard for yourselves, of course, if inadvertently you put your hands in your pockets. So that's why we have the option between pockets and no pockets. And we have also a lab coat with a zipper instead of the press start buttons, again, either with pockets or without pockets. This would be the model on the right-hand side of your screen. Now, they come in different sizes. They are all available from size medium to XXL. And for the 2 models with the zipper, they are also available in size S or small. In clean room environments, these lab coats would not be appropriate because they have not been sterilized and they have not been washed in clean room laundry. This is the reason why for clean room environments such as grade AB or for biosafety cabinets, we have different types of Tyvek lab coat models. We have our clean and sterile Tyvek IsoClean lab coat model IC270, which is created, designed as a proper clean room garment with bound seams, with all the elastics that are covered. It has been folded aseptically and it has been sterilized with a sterility assurance level of 10 to the -6. So this meets the requirement for the clean rooms, and it is available in sizes small to XXL. In some environments, you only need a sterile lab coat. You don't necessarily need to have a lab coat which has been washed in a clean room laundry like the one I just presented. So why spend more money if you only need a sterile lab coat? And that is the reason why we have the same lab coat, exactly the same design, also as a sterile version only available. And then the third model in our IsoClean range is exactly the same design again, only that it is neither clean nor sterile. So this is appropriate for grade CD pharmaceutical clean rooms or for R&D labs, where you want to have covered elastics, where you want to have bound seams without necessarily needing a sterile or clean and sterile coverall. And this coverall, unlike the other 2, is CE certified category 3, type 6 partial body protection, and offering also biological protection. Moving over to the aprons and the gowns. Here we have also different designs and different materials that we use. I start with our Tyvek IsoClean Chemo Gown IC703. So it is again a Tyvek gown in this case, and as a gown it does not have any pockets, but as an advantage it has an opening in the back with a Velcro or hook and loop closure for added comfort, and it does have knitted cuffs on the arms that gives you more comfort when wearing the gloves. Careful, whenever you have knitted cuffs on an apron or gown, it is important that you wear a double gloving. Otherwise, the knitted cuffs may be a source of contamination. But this gown was specifically designed for handling cytotoxic drugs, for example, or administering them in healthcare environments. And there, double gloving is always required, hence the possibility to add a knitted cuff. And this gown is available in sizes extra small to triple XL, and also meets category 3, type 6 partial body protection, and the biological protection. In a very similar yet different design, we have our TICAM 2000C gown, which is made out of our TICAM C material, offering protection against highly concentrated inorganic acids. For example, 98% sulfuric acid during more than 8 hours, it is not permeating through the TICAM 2000C fabric. So ideal for different laboratories where you're handling very highly concentrated inorganic chemicals. It is a long gown going from the neck right down to your feet. So even when you're seated, is offering you a perfect protection to make sure that even if you get a spill, the chemical is running down without touching you. It has also a hook and loop closure in the back for more comfort, and it has a tie in the front to tie it to your perfect fit. And it comes with a double cuff system. So this is 2 sleeves in one, to again make sure when you're wearing double gloving that you have a perfect tight fit between the glove and the gown. It is available in sizes small and medium, or large and extra large, or 3 and 4XL. This gown meets the type 3 partial body protection, so it is offering protection also against liquids under pressure, and it is offering the highest biological protection that is available. And in exactly the same design, but a different material, we have our TICAM 6000F gown, and the TICAM 6000F material offers protection against highly concentrated organic and inorganic chemicals. So it is offering a higher level of protection chemical-wise than our TICAM 2000C, comes of course at a higher price, but the design and the features of this gown are exactly the same than for the 2000C. It's just a material that is offering superior protection. And of course, it is also CE certified as a type 3 partial body protection. And the last gown we have in our range is our TICAM 6000FR Thermo Pro gown. Now, by nature, this is also a type 3 partial body protective gown, but it comes with additional features. So it offers a similar permeation barrier against organic and inorganic chemicals, and we have tested that on 400 different chemicals. But on top of that, because it is laminated on a Nomex non-woven material, it offers protection against thermal hazards, meaning protection against heat, flame, fire, molten metal splashes, welder's protection, contact heat. It is anti-static, of course, and it offers protection against an electric arc of having an ATPV of 15 cals per centimeter square, which for a material that only weighs 268 grams per meter square is extremely good. It is also a very long gown, going from the neck right down to the chin. It has in the back 2 buckle closure systems, and it has FR neoprene elastics to make sure that elastics are, of course, not burning on the sleeves. So this gown would be perfectly suitable if you're handling highly flammable chemicals in your laboratory and that there's risk they may catch fire. So here you have the protection in you have the protection in both hazard against heat and flame, fire, and also a very good chemical protection. And this one is available from sizes small to XXL. When it comes to the aprons, we have 3 different styles of apron. We have our Tyvek 500 apron, which is 108 centimeters long. It has 2 bonds to be tied around the neck and in the back of your waist. And this is a general all-rounder type 6 partial body protective apron, offering protection against solid particles or low concentrated water-based inorganic chemicals. And then in a very similar design, we have our Tychem 2000C apron, offering protection against highly concentrated inorganic chemicals, and our Tychem 6000F apron, offering protection against highly concentrated organic and inorganic chemicals. Both of them are CE certified as a type 3 partial body protection, and they are available in sizes that range from now I don't see it. You see it at the bottom. They are all available only in a single size, and the dimensions you see at the bottom of the slide on your screen. Because of the menu I have here, unfortunately, I can't see that, but you see it certainly. So much for the upper body protection. We have also different types of sleeves. In case you work on the workbench, like on the picture shown before, we have 3 different types of sleeves. We have our Tyvek 500 sleeve, CE certified type 6 partial body protection. It is 50 centimeters long. It has external seams, and maybe you can see it. It has 2 different colors of the seams. So the upper seam is blue, and the lower next to your hand is white. And this is not only to show you where you need to put on the sleeve, the blue goes up versus the white at the bottom, but there's also the possibility to enlarge the upper part of the sleeve by cutting through the little blue connector to make it wider for those people that have a very large upper arms. And it is 50 centimeters long. Also 50 centimeters long are the other 2 sleeves made out of Tychem 2000C for inorganic chemicals and Tychem 6000F for organic chemicals. And of course, here the seams are over-taped because these are type 3 partial body protective sleeves. So like everywhere where you have a seam, it is necessary to over-tape them. My apologies. I forgot it when I was talking about the gowns. I should have mentioned that already, to give you also tightness that no chemicals are going through on your sleeves or gowns at the seam level. For clean room environments, we have 3 different types of clean room sleeves. They are all having exactly the same design. So they all have bound seams and all the elastics are tunneled, but the finishes are different. We have our clean and sterile, this time on the right, the clean and sterile Tyvek ISO Clean Sleeve IC501, which has been washed in a clean room laundry, and it has been sterilized to offer sterility assurance level of 10 to the -6. It is aseptically folded and individually double bagged. And next to it in the middle, we have our sterile only Tyvek ISO Clean Sleeve, meeting also the partial body protection, type 6, and bioprotection, but only being sterilized, not washed in a clean room laundry. And then we have our Tyvek ISO Clean non-sterile IC501 sleeve as well. So again, I don't want to repeat myself, but it is designed in such a way that whatever your clean room requirements are, from low to very high, you have the appropriate Tyvek sleeve available. For the shoe and for the feet protection, we have both boot and shoe covers, and I will start with the boot covers. Here we have 4 different models. In our industrial range of Tyvek 500, boot covers, we have our Tyvek 500 ProBas, which has 2 black stripes as an anti-slip sole. And we have our Tyvek 500 ProBa, which is a boot cover without an anti-slip sole. They are both CE certified Type 6 partial body protection and also the biological protection. And they have a height of 48 centimeters and a length of 42 centimeters. But they come only in that size. There's no other size available. In our Tycam range of boot covers, we only have boot covers with an anti-slip sole, and the Tycam 2000C for inorganic chemicals, and the Tycam 6000F for organic chemicals. They are both CE certified Type 3 partial body protection and also offering the highest biological protection possible. And they also come only in one size only, which equates to the European shoe size 45 or the UK shoe size 11. And I forgot to mention, all 4 models have also ties around the ankle to allow you to adjust the different boot covers to your perfect fit. In the clean room environment, we have again the 3 different models of clean room boot covers. They have all the same design, so tunnel elastics, bound seams, a tie around the ankle for the perfect fit. Plus, they do have an excellent anti-slip sole, which we have patented. It's called our gripper sole. This is performing extremely well, even when the floor is a little bit wet. So it gives very, very good anti-slip properties. We have these boots again in 3 different finishes: non-sterile, sterile only, and clean and sterile. They are all CE certified as a Type 6 partial body protection, offering also biological protection. But careful, there's a difference in the offerings we have when it comes to the sizes. Now, the clean and sterile Tyvek IsoClean boot covers is by far the biggest market for us, and that is why we have it there available in 4 different sizes: small, medium, large, and extra large. The same goes for the sterile-only range, which is only also available in these 4 sizes, but the non-sterile product range is only available in medium and large. Now, you may have noticed that in some of our products that are similar, we do have not the same size split. It is just a commercial decision. If the opportunity and the demand is there, for example, for having a small and extra large IC458 IsoClean boot cover in the non-sterile version, well, then we will simply add it. It's just that for the time being, we don't see the market demand for it. Then we move over to the shoe covers. And here too, we have 3 different models. We have, as a non-sterile version, our Tyvek IsoClean IC451. It has the same gripper sole than our clean room boot cover, so the excellent anti-slip sole. It has standard elastics and is available in 2 sizes only, so more medium and large, sorry. And then we have the Tyvek 500 ProSa, with an anti-slip sole, and the ProSo without an anti-slip sole. Now, the later 2 models, they have externally stitched seams, and the anti-slip sole of the ProSa is not as good as the 451 Tyvek IsoClean shoe cover. So the anti-slip sole is also having a price, of course. So if you are not satisfied with the anti-slip properties of the Tyvek 500 ProSa, try the IC451 shoe cover and you will be probably satisfied with the anti-slip properties, but it is a little bit more expensive. It's all linked to the cost of manufacturing, of course. And the ProSo Tyvek 500 without anti-slip sole has the smallest market for the time being and is only available in 1 size fits all. Whereas for the Tyvek 500 ProSa, you get it in 2 different sizes, from European shoe size 36 to 42, which equates to the UK shoe size 3.5 and 7, and the larger size for European shoe size 42 to 46, and the UK shoe size 7 to 11. When it comes to the head protection, we have both bouffants and hoods. Let's start with the clean room hoods. We have our Tyvek IsoClean IC668 non-sterile hood, and we have exactly the same design as a clean and sterile version. So washed in the clean room laundry, aseptically folded, and double bagged, of course, for the different needs in clean room environments. So the design is always the same. It's a hood without elastics. So the perfect fit is guaranteed by the ties that go from the front to your back, so you can individually adapt it to your head size. It is a one size only, having a length of 43 centimeters. And because it does not have an elastic, it does not have the disadvantage of shrinking while you are wearing it. If you have an elasticated hood without wearing a full face mask, that's the risk that your view is impacted by the elastic that naturally has the tendency of becoming smaller, of contracting. Having a system like that with ties in the back solves this issue. Still, for the clean room, we have the Tyvek IsoClean clean room hood with an integrated clean room mask, the IC689. So this is a sterile only model. You cannot wash it in a clean room laundry because you would destroy your clean room mask. So that doesn't work. So it is only available as a sterile hood and mask integrated. The design here is different. You have no ties in the back because of the integrated face mask. You don't need that. It will be the clip of your face mask that will be adjusted on your nose. And you have the two straps in the front, as you see in the picture, to allow you a perfect aseptic donning. Now, the advantage here is in these clean room environments, grade A and B, when you're wearing this hood with an integrated mask, together with the clean room goggles that you can buy at Thermo Fisher Scientific, there's absolutely no risk that any part of your skin, of your face, may be exposed, even when you're turning your head, because the mask is fully integrated into the hood. And is also CE certified as a type 6 partial body protection and a biological protection and sterility assurance level of 10 to the minus 6, of course. Then we have three different clean room bouffants. So the design is always the same. So it has a single elastic in the middle, and it can be adjusted to head sizes between 15 and 53 centimeters because of the quality of this elastic that we have. Now, this bouffant is available as a non-sterile, a sterile only, and a clean and sterile version. It's the model IC729. And it is CE certified also as a type 6 partial body protection. And it also offers biological protection. And the sterile and the clean and sterile is, of course, also an sterile has a validated sterility assurance level of 10 to the minus 6. Interesting application that we find also in the market, even though this was designed as a bouffant to make sure that very long hair of the operators do not fall out. It is also be used as stopper bowls in some pharmaceutical environments. Well, it was not really designed for that, but it works very well due to the very good elastic and the fact that it is available as both clean and sterile versions. So in case you have problems with stopper bowls, don't forget our clean room bouffants have also another purpose than keeping very long hair inside. And by the way, if you have issues with the polyprop hair nets that you're currently using, or the bouffant caps, because the hair of your operators is falling out, try our Tyvek IsoClean bouffant caps. They are much, much better in holding back the long hair of your workers. And to conclude, we have what I call other products because they don't really fit in any of the categories I've shown before. That is our trousers and our jacket in Tyvek 500. Now, they are designed to be either worn together or separately. If they are being worn together, and let me share with you a case I have experienced, it should not be used to replace a coverall to give more comfort for the operators, because then mistakes will happen. What I mean by that is I had a company that was using our Tyvek 500 Expert coverall, and they switched to the trousers and jackets only for the reason because their operators wanted to keep the trousers on while they go to the cafeteria. That's not what you should do. You don't want to go to the cafeteria with the contaminated trousers, okay? So it is always chemical and biological personal protective equipment. So you should take it off whenever you leave your work area to avoid spreading the contamination, of course. Now, the trousers, even though they can be worn together, but the Tyvek 500 trousers are very suitable for applications where you have contamination only closer to the floor. And the Tyvek 500 jacket can be used if you need protection only for your upper body. Careful, the trousers, of course, do not have any pockets at all. It's just a trouser, because these are chemical protective equipment type 6, partial body protection. And the Tyvek 500 jacket as well does not have any pockets. It does have a zip closer, and it does have a hood. And both of these products are available in the sizes medium, large, XL, and XXL. A lot of accessories I've shown you in half an hour. I'm sure I have overwhelmed you with the spread and the diversity of the different partial body protective equipment we have. Well, you can all find them back in the catalog of Thermo Fisher Scientific, of course, but you also find them on our SafeSpec website, which I strongly recommend to you to look up if you're looking to get the CE certificates downloaded, or if you want to look up some permeation data to find out which of the 3 gowns is the right one for me. Is it the 2000C, 6000F, or Tyvek 500? So don't hesitate to have a look at our SafeSpec website, and you see it here at the bottom of the page. But of course, you can also always rely and ask your Thermo Fisher Scientific sales rep for advice. And that's all that I had for you today. Now, Tina, do we have any questions?
Thank you very much, Steve. It was a really, really interesting presentation. And indeed, we have a couple of questions. The first one comes from Heike. Why is the Tychem 6000F gown not available in size S? I think you mentioned afterwards that it is available in S, but maybe you can just clarify again the sizes available for the Tychem lab coats.
Yeah, for the Tychem 6000F gown, indeed it's not available in size S, simply because for the time being, the market opportunity is not there. So we had it at first, and then nobody was buying it, and then we decided, okay, we just stop it. But it's easy to add a size, so it's no worries. So if the market demand is there, and this is valid not only for the Tychem 6000F gown, but for all the products I have shown, if there's an economic justification for adding a size, then we will do it, of course.
Okay. Next question comes from Anne-Sophie. Why do you have so many different sleeves? Only to cover any specific requirements, or is there any other reasons?
That's exactly that, Anne-Sophie. It's really to make sure that we have the perfect sleeve for the right applications, because the demands are so different. If you have, for example, a chemical laboratory where you need to experiment at a university with highly concentrated organic chemicals, well, you need a Tychem 6000F gown. 6000F sleeve, sorry. But you don't want to wear that in an environment where you're only handling powders, because not only due to price, but also to comfort, a Tyvek 500 sleeve is more breathable. So when you're handling solid chemicals, that would be perfectly fine. And when you are in a clean room environment, you always also need the cleanliness of the sleeves to make sure you're not contaminating, for example, the cytotoxic drugs that you're preparing on your workbench. So that's the reason why we have so many different sleeves. It's a huge market for us, of course, and it is important to have the right design for the right purpose.
Madam was wondering about face protection. Do you offer here any solution, face protection or mask?
No, unfortunately, we do not produce protective masks. So here I would refer you to Thermo Fisher Scientific. They have a very vast range of different types of face and respiratory protection.
Okay. Next question is, which accessories would you recommend for a laboratory spill kit?
Yes. So in general, for spill kit, what I would recommend is wearing a gown and wearing a pair of overboots, because you're not wearing chemical protective boots in general in the laboratory. So what level of protection you need depends on the chemicals that are handled in your laboratory. If, for example, you're only handling powders, a Tyvek 500, a Tyvek IsoClean Chemogown, a Tyvek 458 IsoClean boot cover would be perfectly fine. But if you're handling highly concentrated inorganic chemicals, it would have to be a Tychem 2000C gown and boot covers. Or if you handle both organic and inorganic chemicals, it must be a Tychem 6000F gown and overboots.
And the next question is, could you please tell us again what is the difference between type 6 PB and type 6?
This is linked to the CE certification. So for the CE certification of a type 6 protective coverall, you have to do what is called a cabin test. A cabin test is where you have a living person that is putting on the coverall, and you're spraying the person with blue-colored water to see if there are any blue stains going through your garment. Now, when you have partial body protection, like a sleeve or an apron, of course, it's only covering part of your body. So you cannot do the cabin tests. So in the partial body CE certification of type 6 or type 3 is the same thing. You don't do the cabin tests, but you have to do all the other tests on abrasion resistance, tear resistance, and for type 3, permeation measurements, etc.
Great, thank you. Larini is asking, what can you tell us about the comfort when using the EPI?
What about the comfort? EPI, what do they mean by EPI? Is it équipement de protection individuelle?
Maybe person can.
Or is it a chemical? Yes, okay, I see it now. Okay, yes, well, okay, or PPE, excellent. Yeah, now I got the question. Now, when you wear personal protective equipment, the second P is very important. Protection. Protection is the most important thing when you wear PPE. It's not comfort, okay? So comfort should never come at the expense of the protection. Now, when you have the assurance that you are protected with different types of PPE, only then can you select which is the most comfortable one in between. Okay, you should, even when it is very warm, having the thinnest coverall, like for example our ProShield 20, well, it's very breathable, it's very comfortable, but unfortunately the protection level is very low. So it's not suitable for handling highly concentrated chemicals. Then you must wear a Tychem 2000C or 6000F, and yes, they are not comfortable, they are perfectly airtight, but they are protecting. So when you do have to wear a PPE that is not very comfortable, you need to adapt your work procedures accordingly to make it as comfortable as possible, meaning plan in some breaks. Don't let the operators work during 8 hours in a row in a non-breathable coverall. Let them have a break to open, to change the coverall, drink some water to stay hydrated, etc. You cannot eliminate the danger. You must protect your operators. It's the European and national obligation anyhow by law, but try to make the work as comfortable as possible with the possibilities you have. You can also consider using cooling vests or using ventilated garments that are also available on the market. So there are options, but there are also limits. Comfort should never be at the expense of safety.
Great. Thank you, Steve. I cannot see any question anymore. Just many thank yous. So I also would like to thank you, Steve, for this really interesting webinar and presentation. And to conclude the session, I would hand over to you now, Isabel. And yeah, thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Steve, for answering all these questions. And after that interesting session, the webinar is over. However, before we close the session, I'd like to thank you all once again for joining us. And also, I would like to extend a special thank you to our presenter, Steve Manak, for delivering an engaging and interesting session. Thank you, Steve. And before leaving you, I'd like to remind you to keep an eye on our webpage from time to time to look out for next webinars, as well as the recording of today's session. And of course, if you want to stay informed about the latest news and upcoming webinars, feel free to follow us on our social media channels like LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And wishing you a great afternoon, and until we meet again, goodbye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.